Hey guys, I am currently working on a 135 scale Merkava. This is the 35 scale Tamiya kit. And while I was at the hobby shop, I came across something I had never seen before. A new product on the shelf I had never seen before. I don't know how new the product really is, but it was new to my hobby shop, so it's something I figured I'd pick it up and give it a shot. Um, it never hurts to try a new product out. As most of you guys know, one of the big issues with building in scale is sometimes you get a shadow effect or an effect on a vehicle such as a tank or an aircraft that makes the panel line sometimes show up. Uh, just over a year ago, one of the guys in my model club did a demo on washes and made up. I was following the directions he had given us at the club meeting and for making a homemade wash, and I kind of got some really mixed results. Uh, One of the first vehicles I'd ever done a wash on was the my. I've only done 3 aircraft and 2 vehicles with a wash, and the in my Tamiya uh, Churchill here was one of the first vehicles I did it on. Uh, there's a couple spots I wish it, especially right here. I wish, and around the hatches, I wish the homemade wash would have worked a lot better than it did. Unfortunately, it just I don't know if I made it too thick or too thin, but I put it in those areas and I came back to it 24, 48 hours later and it looked like I hadn't even touched it. But around the vents in this section, I put a layer or two of the wash on there. In some places, I think it's a little dark. In some places, it's just right. Uh, Either way, I actually like how it came out, so I'm not going to argue too much. And with all the weathering that I've done to it, you kind of can't tell the difference, anyways, unless I pointed it out. Uh, this is one of the F-30 or the X-32 here was the second aircraft I did with a panel wash to kind of get the panel lines to stick out, and like here the panel line wash didn't, it flowed in but it didn't stick as well here and here as well as it did in the other sections of the airplane. I was a little depressed about that, but overall the wash gave it that more realistic effect. I really like how that came out, even with that little minor issue. The Revell Panzer IV here, this is the 32nd scale kit. You can see where I did the wash between the side skirts, where it came out really awesome, and then back here in the engine bay area, I had sections where it didn't get into the cracks at all. In some areas, like in this vent, it overkilled on the vent. And these were all done with homemade washes. I was down at the hobby shop last week, and I came across this panel line accent color, and it actually comes in 3 colors. I thought I walked out with a black. Come to find out, I didn't. But the other 2 colors is gray and brown. And kind of a heads up warning: if you use enamel paints, there's a warning on here not to use this product on it, because this is a enamel product, and apparently the thinners that make up the wash actually attack the enamel paint. I haven't tried it out to see if that's what it really does. And but that's the warning. It's on the side of the bottle. So back to the Merkava here. This is the Tamiya 135 scale, and this is last night and this morning. I had done this section with the accent lines, and you can see into the. I had done these panel lines up to get them to stand out. This is my second time trying the video, so I kind of already had done this section. This is all still wet. One quick other little deal. You can put this on. You can put it on a little bit darker than you think you're gonna want it, and that'll actually be a good thing. This is just the first layer, and this area was done up as dark as this area, and it seems to have already dried, and it's not dark enough for me. I'm going to actually go back through and redo this section, but this section so far is dried out quite nicely, about the color I want it. But I'm going to give it 24 hours and see how it dries, and if it's still too light or too dark. If it's still too light, I'll just give it another round. But just a real quick demo. The directions say to shake this stuff up really well. And I found out you really want to shake it because there's enough sediment in here that the first time I pulled the brush out, it was just full of more solid than liquid. So you shake that up really good, and then all you do this stuff is really cool. It's so thin that you just touch the areas that you want it. You don't even have to really brush it. You just touch the areas and it flows right in. And then we'll do that's a raised line. I'll do that off camera. That's doing the raised panel lines are a little bit more trickier, but this one right here is a recess line, and you just touch it and it fills that crack up. Oh, maybe I'll do one of these tie downs. You just touch it inside and outside the panel line, and boom, you're done. Give it 24 hours, see if it's too dark or too light. Also, another quick tip, like here I got it a little out of where I want it. You just take a clean Q-tip, a little bit of moisture, and for the most part it'll come up. I'm actually not too worried about that being outside of where I want it, because after I'm done doing all the panel line accents, I'm going to go through with the Tamiya Weathering Master kit here and give it a little bit of dirt. You know, that should cover it up anyways. And as you notice, I just cleaned that off, and it just thinned out really, really well. I actually kind of recommend this. Kind of recommend you guys give it a shot. But like I said, the warning is this stuff is an enamel product. It's not an acrylic. And it does say here on the side of the bottle, do not use on acrylic or on a enamel paint. Today I'm not going to try to find out why that warning is there, but my hobby shop happens to love covering up some of the directions. So I kind of peeled the tape back since this is a new product and kind of a new idea, I figured I'd share that with you guys.